How you doing? This is Hassana. I'm with Soul Journey, and I have been dying to get to this topic that I'm about to talk about right now. I left a couple of definitions out there for those that are on my Facebook page and those that are on Thread or Instagram. But I was talking about the difference between manipulation and influencers. And I'm reading this book, and oh my God, this book is so powerful. And it really breaks things down where you can understand it, to be able to, just to understand how things work and how things happen amongst humans, right? And so I just think, I hope that what I share with you today, I hope that you're able to get something out of it. Just remember, there's going to be more than one part to this, so this is going to be part one, because there's so much stuff to break down. But if you have any questions, don't be afraid. Put it in the comment box, and I'll get back to you, and I'll answer your questions as soon as I can. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. So I'm gonna read this because I'm reading out of a book. I've never heard of manipulation and influence put in these terms before, but it makes so much sense. And so I'm going to read a little something to you to give you a definition, and then we'll get into a conversation. So it says, covert emotional manipulation is the attempt by one person to influence the thoughts and feelings of another in an understanding way that is undetected by the person being manipulated. So when I read that, we hear about these words all the time, but it's so funny that we as humans could be manipulated and not even know that we're being manipulated. And so this book really breaks down how a person could really manipulate another person without them even knowing, or feeling, and one of the ways is, just being in the beginning, they start off all nice and sweet and kind and all this other stuff, and they do that to get to really know who you are emotionally, so they can break you down. Okay, so watch out for those kind of people that constantly, is very nice and very kind and very sweet, but then when they get you where they want you as far as your emotions is concerned, they can start picking at you and pricking at you and saying little things, right? And so we have to be careful about that. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to read two definitions to you real quick. One is about manipulation, and then the other one is about influencing. So where we make a mistake at, we always think that manipulation, some of us think that manipulation and influence is the same thing. Well, actually, it's not the same thing. So an influencer's mindset would say, I would like to help you make a decision that is good for you. That's what an influencer would say. They would influence you, and they would pretty much encourage you on something that you may say to them that you want to do. They would want to encourage you in the decision that you are planning to make. Now, a manipulator would say to you, the manipulator's mentality would say, I want to secretly control you to benefit myself. And this is what manipulators do. Manipulators, they try to get into your head, and they try to get into your emotions, and they do all this stuff, and then all of a sudden you realize that all the stuff that they were doing, it was because they really wanted to benefit themselves, not necessarily look out for you as a person. Now, you would say, Hassana, why are these things are important? Because we need to be aware of what's around us, and we need to be aware of knowing how to address certain things when it comes in our mind. But not mainly that, though. One thing that I would say is we have to learn how to use our own mind and not allow people to take control of our emotions in a way where they can persuade us into thinking things that we know that's not true, or they can persuade us and make us feel some kind of way where we know we shouldn't feel this way. So if you're around people, and that's why energy is so important. So when you're around people and they make you feel less than, or they make you feel uncomfortable, see it for what it is. If they make you feel uncomfortable, then obviously you must not need to be around that person. So we have to be mindful of these things and educate ourselves. That's why I say education and reading is so important, because when you do that, you're able to understand what's going on around you and not be manipulated by these people that try to manipulate us. So this is part one. There's so much to unpack. There's so much to unpack in this story, in this book, and get a grasp of it. So if you have any questions, please feel free, excuse me, to make a comment, but then also to feel free to like and subscribe to my channel. And like I said, we're gonna break this down. This is like psychology 101, right? So we're gonna break this down, and we're gonna really understand how not to be abused by those who choose to take advantage of us as humans.